After another exhausting day at work, the clock strikes 12:47 a.m. as the man finally makes it back to his small apartment. Kicking off his shoes, he cracks open a cold beer, sighing in relief. He calls himself what he truly is, a corporate slave. Day in and day out, he toils away as a project leader for a Tokyo black company, drowning in endless tasks and deadlines. In this bleak routine, his only escape is simple: gaming. Sitting cross-legged in front of his TV, he lifts his controller, eyes fixed on the screen. His favorite game? Brave of Kingdom, a Muzu-style action RPG. It's a hack-and-slash game where you cut down endless waves of enemies with a single swing. For him, it's the perfect way to unwind, brainless, thrilling, and endlessly satisfying. The part he enjoys most is battling powerful bosses, especially one infamous mid-boss, General Zorg. This towering villain is so strong that players nickname him the Balance Breaker. His fight is known for its insane difficulty, an event every hardcore fan wants to conquer. Whether it's through grinding levels, joining rebellions, or even cheating just to climb the ranks, there are endless ways to play. And our protagonist has tried them all. He smiles, ready to dive back in. Time to relieve today's stress, he says, taking another sip of beer. Let's go wild again. But just as he starts, something strange happens. The screen flickers, showing an unfamiliar stone room. Confused, he tilts his head. What's this? Where am I? That's not the hero. The camera pans to a tall, armored man, Zorg, the boss himself. The man stares at the screen, puzzled. A bug, he mutters. This is weird, maybe I should call customer support. But before he can act, the image sharpens. Zorg turns, his long silver hair swaying under the dim light of the castle. The man's eyes widen in disbelief, he's staring directly at the villain from his favorite game. Suddenly, everything turns white. The man freezes mid-motion, still holding his controller as the world around him vanishes. His body floats in an endless void, confusion flashing in his wide eyes. He blurts out, unable to process what's happening. The silence feels suffocating before his thoughts start racing. What? What is this? His surroundings dissolve into darkness. Panic sets in. His head starts to spin as if the floor beneath him is gone. Hallucinations? He wonders desperately. I didn't drink that much. He feels lightheaded, weightless, his senses slipping away one by one. This is bad, he mutters as the spinning intensifies. The world stretches, twisting out of shape. His vision blurs. My senses are getting fuzzy, and before he can finish the thought, his body plummets through a blinding light. The last sound he hears echoes faintly, someone's voice calling out, Sama. Then, in the next instant, the scene shifts. A grand stone castle stands tall under the morning sun. From within, a gentle yet firm voice calls again, Zorg-sama, please wake up. Under a lavish blanket, the man stirs groggily. What? The deadline's tomorrow, let me sleep a bit more, he mumbles, still half asleep. The unseen voice repeats insistently, Zorg-sama. Still drowsy, he turns, muttering, deadline? I don't understand what you're saying. The voice grows sharper now. Anyway, the military council is about to start. He blinks open his eyes to see a striking woman standing before him, an officer in elaborate armor, a black eye patch marking her stern expression. Her words hang in the air. And that's when it hits him, something is very, very wrong. The woman's voice grows firmer, please wake up, Zorg-sama. The man stirs, eyes fluttering open. At first, all he can see is her face, pale hair, sharp features, and a cold black eye patch gleaming under the morning light. He freezes. Where am I? He whispers. He slowly sits up, realizing he's in a grand room with stone walls and a canopy bed fit for nobility. His gaze drifts to the elegant woman standing beside him. A stunning figure in a revealing, military-style uniform, her expression both calm and commanding. Then it clicks. I've seen her before? He's certain, he's seen that face countless times in Brave of Kingdom. Selena Fenrir, he mutters, recognizing her instantly, the enemy army's female adjutant. He quickly scans the room again, stone ceiling, white cloak, and her almond-shaped eyes glaring at him with impatience. There's no mistaking it. No way, this is inside the game. Heart pounding, he grabs a nearby mirror and catches his reflection. The face staring back isn't his own. It's rugged, scarred, and framed by long silver hair. His jaw drops as realization strikes. I'm Zorg. The man trembles in disbelief. His reflection shows a handsome middle-aged man, with a piercing gaze, battle-hardened muscles, and an aura of dominance that could only belong to one person, the fearsome mid-boss from his favorite game. Above all, the body he's in is nothing like his own. My body, it's completely different, he mutters, his hands shaking. Shock, confusion, and disbelief wash over him all at once. He's no longer the tired corporate worker who spent his nights gaming, he's become the very villain he once fought. Zorg, formerly the overworked corporate employee, stares at his reflection, panic surging through him. "Why is this happening?" he blurts out, gripping his chest and trembling. Sweat beads on his forehead as he struggles to comprehend the impossible reality before him. Selena, his subordinate, looks concerned. "Zorg-sama, is something wrong?" she asks softly. Snapping out of his daze, he stammers, "No, it's nothing." He forces himself to breathe. Calm down. When an unexpected problem occurs, staying calm is the top priority. It's the one survival skill he mastered as a corporate slave. Taking a deep breath, he looks at Selena again, only now does he realize how revealing her uniform is. His eyes dart across her figure before he immediately looks away, mortified. She has quite the outfit," he mutters under his breath. Selena blinks in confusion, tilting her head. Zorg-sama, she asks. He quickly waves his hands. "My apologies. That was very rude of me," he blurts, his voice cracking with panic. Selena blushes faintly, caught off guard. "And no, it's fine," she replies hesitantly. But his guilt only deepens. Not good, he thinks. Staring at a female employee's body like that, that's unacceptable for a corporate slave. He winces inwardly. That's sexual harassment? Judging from the situation, he realizes something crucial. This must be reincarnation. He's seen this countless times in anime, but never imagined it could actually happen to him. Yet here he is, reborn as General Zorg, the infamous balance breaker. He runs a hand through his hair, trying to steady his thoughts. "I can't accept this right away. I need more time," he admits. Selena tilts her head, worried. "You don't look well, Zorg-sama. Would you like to rest?" Yeah, he nods quickly, forcing a composed tone. "Sorry, but let me have some rest." She agrees instantly. "Yes. If I appear before everyone like this," he thinks, "my cover will be blown immediately. That would cause chaos in the organization. And as a corporate slave, I must avoid that." He sighs, rubbing his temples. "Cancel the war council." Selena places a hand to her ear as if hearing something unseen. "Understood," she replies. "General Zorg isn't feeling well, so we'll reschedule the meeting." Watching her communicate wordlessly, he narrows his eyes. "That must be what they call telepathy," he muses. "I think it was set up to communicate using magic, to overcome crises like this." As Selena turns to leave, he exhales deeply, muttering to himself, "I leave the rest to you," trying to sound like the leader everyone believes him to be, while his mind races to make sense of his new, terrifying reality. Determined to understand his new reality, Zorg steadies himself. "I need to absorb this world's knowledge," he thinks. But can a corporate slave survive by breaking company rules? Absolutely not. He calls out, "Hey, Selena-san." "Yes," she replies, turning toward him. "My memory's a bit fuzzy," he admits awkwardly. "Where are we again?" She lets out a small sigh, then begins to explain. "This is the Ignarl Empire's western frontier, the Phasralt region. This building is a fortress that blocks invasions into the Empire due to its sturdiness." He listens carefully as she continues. "It's known as the Fortress of Despair, the shield protecting the Empire." From the window, Zorg can see the massive stone walls and countless soldiers patrolling below. "I see," he murmurs as memories from the game rush back. "Now I remember. This fortress city was one of the strongest defense points in the entire game. A bastion filled with troops, siege engines, and unshakable defenses. But behind that strength lay a grim truth. For those living inside, it was hell. The fortress was notorious for its heavy taxes, its abused farmers, and the merciless execution of anyone who dared rebel. If you compared it to a company, he realizes grimly, it's a true black company. The land's ruler, its tyrannical master, is none other than him. Me. Zorg." Trying to keep his composure, he asks Selena, "By the way, what month is it now?" "It's May," she answers, eyeing him with concern. "Are you really okay?" His heart skips. May, meaning the hero's invasion event happens in November. The color drains from his face. "That's only 6 months away, 6 months until I'm killed by the hero Rio." He clenches his fists. "No, there's still half a year left," he mutters, trying to stay calm. "No matter how close the deadline, I should think positively. Eliminating panic and finding hope, that's the way of a corporate slave." Just as he begins planning his next move, the door bursts open. "General Zorg." Reporting, a knight shouts breathlessly. "An ash giant beast has appeared to the north of the fortress. It's been confirmed." Zorg's expression hardens. From one crisis to another, his new life as a villain is only beginning. "What? An ash giant beast?" Selena's sharp voice fills the command room. The knight kneeling before her nods grimly. Yes, ma'am. Several citizens were seriously injured. We're gathering troops now. Zorg's expression hardens. Ash giant beast? The name stirs his memory, a common mid-tier monster that appeared in subjugation quests back in the game. Its rocky hide made it difficult to kill, and it was notorious for crushing entire platoons with ease. Selena immediately issues an order. Send a squad. I'll take command at the front. But Zorg raises a hand firmly. No, his deep voice silences the room. I'll go myself. Selena blinks in surprise. Eh? Zorg-sama, you'll go? Yeah, he replies without hesitation. It's the Lord's duty to personally defeat any monster threatening his territory. Selena looks utterly bewildered. Strange, he usually just gives orders and goes back to sleep, she thinks. What's going on? What changed? Zorg stands tall, exuding an aura of authority. There's no problem with me doing it, right? He asks the soldiers. And no, of course not, one stammers. Then that's settled. His eyes narrow with resolve. Those who can work, should work. Status and position don't matter. In a black company, hesitation is death. Moments later, the troops assemble outside the fortress walls. The air grows tense as the ground trembles. The soldiers stare into the rocky hills ahead, their faces pale. It's huge, there's no way, one whispers. From behind the ridge, the ash giant beast emerges, a hulking monster covered in jagged stone armor, its glowing eyes burning with fury. The soldiers tighten their grips on their weapons. We can handle this, one shouts, trying to rally morale. But as the creature lets out a thunderous roar, Zorg steps forward, a faint smirk on his face. Humph. That's not a monster, he says quietly. It's just another obstacle to overcome. Zorg and Selena stand before the towering creature. Its footsteps shake the ground as dust rises around them. It's a big one, Zorg mutters. Selena nods gravely. Yes. If it reaches the town, the damage would be massive. Zorg narrows his eyes. Indeed, his instincts scream at him to step back, but he forces himself to stay composed. I'm the most qualified for this task, he thinks, but then hesitates. Still, can I really handle this? The massive ash giant beast bellows, its stone-scaled body glistening under the sun. Over 10 meters tall, its thick armored hide and iron-hard skeleton make it look invincible. Its every step leaves deep cracks in the earth. For Zorg, he mutters to himself, recalling the game mechanics, this thing was nothing more than a mid-level monster, he gulps. But that's only in the game. Facing the monster in real life, he can feel the crushing pressure of its presence, a beast that could crush a human with a single step. His thoughts race. Can I even fight it? Forget beating it, will I survive the first hit? He draws his sword, the weapon feeling foreign in his hands. This is my first time holding a sword, he admits under his breath. For a mere corporate slave like me. The creature lets out a deafening roar, graahh, and lunges forward. Ah, here it comes, Zorg says, trying to recall its attack pattern. Let me see, how did I dodge this move again? He racks his brain desperately. The beast rears up, its shadow swallowing him whole. A stomping attack using its massive body, that's its special move, he remembers, eyes widening. Wait. Boom. The ground quakes violently as the enormous foot descends. Zorg looks up, frozen in place as the monster's shadow engulfs him completely. Too late, he thinks, his face twisting in horror. Well then, I'm dead. The giant beast's foot crashes down with earth-shattering force, sending rocks flying in every direction. Selena shields her face from the shockwave, her voice trembling as she cries out, Zorg-sama. Dust fills the air as the ground splits beneath the monster's weight. For a moment, it seems certain that Zorg has been crushed, but then the debris clears. Standing tall and unscathed, Zorg holds the creature's enormous foot above his head with one hand. His armor glints under the sunlight, completely undamaged. Selena stares in disbelief. Zorg blinks, seemingly confused himself. MHM? He thinks, barely feeling any pain. There was some impact, he muses calmly, but not painful. He glances at the massive stone foot he's holding up. If I had to compare it, it's like a magazine falling on me from the overhead rack in a commuter train. A memory flashes before him, his old life, squeezed inside a packed train, a tired office worker with a book sliding off the luggage rack onto his head. The similarity makes him almost chuckle. He looks up at the towering beast and scolds it like a scolded coworker. Hey, you stepped on someone without permission. So why are you the one acting hurt? The ash giant beast growls in confusion, staggering back as if humiliated. Zorg narrows his eyes. Actually, now that I notice, this thing's not that fast. The beast roars again, shaking the air. But Zorg stays composed. This guy, he mutters, is super slow. He raises his sword, the blade gleaming menacingly. The monster looks terrifying, but for me, he smirks, the General Zorg, the balance breaker. He steps forward, his cape billowing behind him as his aura flares. It's just a mob. The ash giant beast towers over Zorg, its massive frame blocking out the sun. The earth trembles with each step it takes, but Zorg doesn't flinch. He levels his blade, calm and composed. The monster bellows and slams its colossal body forward, the shockwave alone enough to send soldiers staggering. Selena's eyes widen. Zorg-sama, she gasps, watching as the beast's enormous arm crashes down. But before the soldiers can even process what's happening, Zorg moves. His sword flashes in a blur of light. A thunderous crack splits the air. The giant's roar turns into a strangled gasp as its massive body is cleaved apart. The creature's stone scales shatter like glass, its body collapsing with an earth-shaking thud. Dust and fragments explode outward, leaving behind only silence. Selena stares in disbelief. You unbelievable, the ash giant beast was defeated in one strike. She sinks to the ground, trembling as Zorg calmly lowers his sword. The massive corpse of the beast lies behind him, already beginning to crumble to ash. Zorg turns slightly, his expression calm but sharp. Be careful there, he says as Selena struggles to stand. Ah, right, she stammers, still dazed. Behind them, the monster twitches weakly. Zorg glances back, his tone flat but commanding. It's dangerous. Stay back. Even in victory, his presence is absolute, cold, confident, and terrifyingly powerful. Just as Selena steadies herself, a massive shadow looms over her. The ash giant beast, in its dying rage, swings its tail wildly. Before she can react, Zorg moves instantly, wrapping an armored arm around her and shielding her body with his own. The impact crashes behind them, but the two remain unharmed beneath the protection of his armor. I made it just in time, he mutters calmly, his expression unshaken. Selena, her face inches from his, blushes furiously, realizing just how close he is. As the dust settles, Zorg looks down at her, concern flickering in his eyes. Are you hurt? And no. I'm fine, she stammers, her voice trembling. Zorg exhales in relief, but his expression suddenly turns serious as a strange thought hits him. Wait, hugging and pinning down a female subordinate during work hours? He freezes. This is bad, he mutters under his breath, imagining the HR consequences of his old corporate life. He straightens up stiffly and clears his throat. Even in an emergency, he says solemnly, that kind of conduct is completely inappropriate. It's considered sexual harassment for a corporate slave. Selena blinks, too stunned to respond, her face still bright red. I can't believe Zorg-sama just said that. But as she looks at him, the same man who once spoke of human lives as expendable, she realizes he had just risked himself to protect her. He risked his own body to protect me. Memories of his cruel, cold commands flash in her mind, the ruthless leader who had used people as shields without hesitation. But now, standing before her, she sees someone different, someone who truly cares for his subordinates. Her chest tightens with emotion. Zorg-sama, she whispers, stepping forward and taking his hand. Her eyes glisten with determination. I, Selena, she declares, smiling with tears in her eyes, will follow you, forever. Zorg looks down at her hand in his, a bead of sweat trailing down his temple. This might get complicated, he mutters under his breath. Zorg freezes for a moment, realizing what just happened. He glances at Selena, who's still blushing, her mechanical eye glimmering in the sunlight. I knew it before, he thinks, but this person. His eyes widen slightly. Is incredibly cute. He immediately shakes the thought away, mentally scolding himself. Ugh, no, no. Office romance is the ultimate taboo for a corporate slave, he mutters under his breath. That's right, Selena-san, such things are strictly off limits. Selena tilts her head, confused. Eh? Trying to change the subject, Zorg straightens his cape. Ahem. Sorry, but could you return to the castle and prepare a hot pot? And, the 16 Burgundy, please. Selena salutes, still flustered. Why yes. As you command. Before long, the castle courtyard bustles with activity. Chefs stir enormous cauldrons over blazing fires, the aroma of rich broth filling the air. That smell, one of the soldiers murmurs. It's incredible. I heard Zorg-sama hunted this prey himself, another says in awe as they roast a giant hunk of meat, carved straight from the ash giant beast. Is it actually edible? A soldier asks hesitantly before taking a bite. His eyes widen in shock. It's delicious, he exclaims. It melts in your mouth. The others rush to try it. What is this meat? It's so tender. The more you eat, the warmer your body feels. Zorg stands proudly among them, arms crossed. Just as I thought, he muses. In this world, when a magical beast is defeated, it drops meat. A glowing window appears in his mind, showing the item. Raw meat enhances mob stats. In a Muzu game, this would just be a bonus feature, he thinks with a smirk. But if I repeat this in reality? He clenches his fist, eyes glinting with ambition. I can strengthen my entire army. Zorg watches his soldiers feast, satisfaction glinting in his eyes. By strengthening my troops and my country, he thinks, I can slightly reduce the chances of Zorg's defeat. That's why I hunted the magical beast. Selena, savoring a large drumstick of roasted ash giant beast, looks at him with admiration. Serving the soldiers meat from magical beasts that grant strengthening effects, that was your plan all along, wasn't it? I'm deeply impressed, Zorg-sama. Zorg chuckles modestly while pouring wine. Well, you could say that. But more importantly, Selena-san. He offers her a glass. You should drink this wine with the meat. Eh? Is that so, she says, taking the glass nervously. She takes a sip, and her eyes widen in shock. What is this? This wine, it pairs too perfectly with the meat. Zorg smiles, clearly pleased with himself. It's the 16 Burgundy. It brings out the flavor of the beast. Selena takes another bite, a blissful shiver running through her. It's so delicious. I feel like I'm melting. As she enjoys the food, Zorg's inner monologue kicks in. This game features a cooking system. By combining the right ingredients and wine, you can slightly boost stats. It's a small effect, but it adds up. He explains casually, you can increase your soldiers' maximum ability values by pairing specific dishes with the right wine. Well, the effect is minimal, though. Selena, still glowing, stares at him like he's divine. As expected of Zorg-sama. You must be the reincarnation of the war god. Zorg nearly chokes on his drink. More like the reincarnation of a corporate slave, he mutters under his breath. He gestures at her glass. And that wine is quite valuable, so don't tell too many people about it. Selena nods seriously. Understood. Then, after a beat, she smiles softly. Hee hee. Under the moonlight, the soldiers continue to eat joyfully, while Selena gazes at Zorg with renewed admiration, unaware that behind his composed expression, he's already calculating his next stat boost plan. Selena blushes deeply, leaning closer with a playful smile. It's a secret shared only between Zorg-sama and me, right? She says softly, putting a finger to her lips. Her mechanical eye gleams with a heart-shaped glow as she adds teasingly, that's what you mean, right? Zorg stiffens, caught completely off guard. I see, he mutters awkwardly, sweat forming on his forehead. This is bad, he thinks. She's completely misunderstanding. He straightens his back, forcing a composed expression. Ahem, yes. It's a company secret. Selena giggles, whispering, hee hee, then I'll keep it just between us, Zorg-sama. Zorg sighs internally. There was a moment when I thought it might all fall apart, but somehow, I survived that one. Later that night, he gazes at the castle walls under the moonlight. Living as the villainous general in a Muzu game isn't an impossible task, he muses. I've already overcome countless death marches before, both in the game and in real life. He clenches his mug of ale tightly, determination flashing in his eyes. I'll smash the Doom route to pieces.